evening, you're watching NDTV. I'm Sarah Jacob. The big story at this hour, the Bombay High Court will today be hearing the bail plea of 23-year-old Aryan Khan, who has been denied bail twice, both by a Mumbai magistrate court and the Special Anti-Drugs Court, ever since his arrest on the 3rd of October in connection with an alleged drugs raid on a Mumbai cruise ship party by the Narcotics Control Bureau officers in disguise. Now, there have been many twists in this case, so first let's bring you up to speed with where things stand right now. First, Aryan Khan in court today denied any deal with an anti-drugs agency officers or any connections with the allegations of a payoff involving Sameer Wankhede, the officer leading the investigations against him and others in this drugs on cruise case. I have nothing to do with these allegations and counter-allegations, said Aryan Khan, the 23-year-old son of the mega star, the superstar Shah Rukh Khan, in an affidavit to the Bombay High Court before a hearing on his request for bail. Now, Aryan Khan's affidavit followed the Narcotics Control Bureau's statement to the High Court that alleges that his father, Shah Rukh Khan's manager, appeared to have influenced an independent witness who is alleging payoffs. Now, in a written reply to the High Court yesterday, the NCB alleged that there was an attempt to tamper with the investigation and derail it. What is the NCB referring to? They are talking about or referring to Prabhakar Sale. Prabhakar Sale is a witness who has alleged in an affidavit that Kiran Gosavi, the private investigator whose selfie with Aryan Khan went viral and threw up many questions then, had planned to demand 25 crores from Shah Rukh Khan's manager Pooja Dadlani to settle off the case. Of this, he alleged that 8 crore was meant for Sameer Wankhede. In response, Aryan Khan says that he has nothing to do with these allegations flying around, and he pleaded that his request for bail should be decided on merits and not influenced by these assertions flying around. In other developments, Mukul Rohtagi, the former Attorney General of India, will represent Aryan Khan in court. The bail hearing in the Bombay High Court comes amidst a cloud of suspicion that has now settled over the Narcotics Control Bureau after allegations of massive lapses in the investigation, extortion and payoffs. Let's go across to Rohit Khilnani, who joins us right now, part of our team, extensive team on the ground following all the developments in this story. So Rohit, of course, among the many twists in this case, now the NCB claiming that there was an attempt by Pooja Dadlani, the manager for the superstar Shah Rukh Khan, to influence witnesses in this case.
Right, that's one of the things that they are saying, but from all the developments that you narrated, Sarah, it just shows how murky this case has become. It's all over the place, don't even know whether this is in anyone's hands now. Shah Rukh Khan and family and friends are obviously focusing on one part of it, which is just Aryan Khan's bail. That's all their concern is. That's why they've got the, now they have the best battery of lawyers. Clearly that will be their focus. But today chats were released on social media. They were leaked to the media, and of course they were all over social media. Have these chats leaked from the NCB because the phone and the backup of the phone is with the NCB. What does one achieve with this? Targeting young individuals and their private chats on everyone's phone, the screenshots being shared all over the place. What does this achieve? So the case is, apart from that, we know Sameer Wankhede is in Delhi answering a lot of questions himself. Ananya Pandey was supposed to be at the NCB today, but Sameer Wankhede himself is not here. So clearly this case has gone beyond anyone's hands, and now the case will come up in the High Court any minute now. So in another 15-20 minutes it should be up in the court. If the hearings from both the sides get over today, we could have a verdict today on Aryan Khan's bail. If not, this could go on till tomorrow. The worry is that Sarah, time is running out. The Diwali holidays come up next week. So Shah Rukh Khan family, friends hoping that this gets over this week and Aryan Khan gets bail.
All right, Rohit Khilnani, clearly the one thing is certain, everything is so murky, and do any organizations work? This really throws a question about the way these organizations work, and can they be held responsible for protecting a witness or an accused who, as you point out right now, these young persons in their custody are accused, but they are still in the custody of the NCB, and they need to be protected in the context of their WhatsApp messages being shared, being made public, their numbers now being completely public. These are phones, as Rohit Khilnani pointed out, that was taken by the NCB. So these phones are in the custody of the NCB. How have they allowed this evidence to be leaked out? Many questions out there that need to be answered. The NCB officer, Sameer Wankhede, linked now allegedly to this 8 crore payoff, and KP Goswami, that is the agency's independent witness. Those are the persons circled on your screen. You have Mr. Wankhede in that blue shirt, light blue shirt, standing right behind him, listening to all of the proceedings taking place in that room in the NCB, is KP Goswami, who the agency says is an independent witness, who, as you can see in these visuals, has unfettered access to Aryan Khan, the accused in this case. Now this raises questions, and these pictures seem to strengthen those critics' claims that the Aryan Khan case is actually a fake case, and it's been used to hold Shah Rukh Khan to ransom and demand money out of them. Now these images are taken on the same day, that is October 2nd. That is the day the agency raided that cruise ship that was anchored off the Mumbai coast. That was the day, or the night rather, that the agency arrested Aryan Khan and 7 others from that cruise ship, and they were brought to the NCB's offices in the city's port. Now these pictures show Mr. Wankhede also with a Manish Bhanusali. Who is Manish Bhanusali? He is a BJP worker who claims to have supplied information that led to the raid, and he was seen with the 2 of these persons arrested on the night of the raid. And of course Mr. Goswami is now famous is notorious for being the person who took that selfie, that infamous selfie with Aryan Khan on the night of his arrest. Meanwhile, in other angles to this case, it continues to get murkier. The Maharashtra Minority Affairs Minister Nawab Malik has now released a letter from an unnamed NCB official which has listed 26 cases which could cause more trouble for Sameer Wankhede, who is already facing allegations of bribery and payoffs after a witness made some very serious allegations in this affidavit. Nawab Malik says that he has forwarded that letter to the Director General of the Narcotics Control Bureau, and it should be included now in a vigilance probe against Wankhede. Meanwhile, there was a press conference held earlier this afternoon where Sameer Wankhede's wife defended her husband.
लेकिन मेरी जानकारी है कि इस शहर में समीर वानखेड़े 2 प्राइवेट व्यक्ति के जरिए लोगों के फोन इंटरसेप्ट कर रहा है। जो 2 व्यक्ति हैं उनके नाम मेरे पास हैं, उनके एड्रेस मेरे पास हैं। अभी लड़ाई ये बहुत लंबी चलेगी, उन चीजों को भी आगामी दिनों में हम सामने रखेंगे। हमारी लड़ाई एनसीबी से नहीं है। एक व्यक्ति जिसने इस संस्था का इस्तेमाल करके हजारों करोड़ रुपए की वसूली की, पूरी तरह से नाजायज लोगों को फंसाया, और जब मैं मंत्री होते हुए हमारे लोगों को इस तरह से हो सकती है तो आम आदमी के साथ क्या हुआ होगा, इसके कारण ये सारी चीजें 8.5 महीने से हम खोज रहे हैं और बहुत सारी चीजें सामने आई। मेरी लड़ाई अन्याय के खिलाफ है।
बेबुनियाद कोई अगर लेटर कुछ लिखता है तो उसमें कोई मतलब नहीं है। ये सब झूठे सारे दस्तावेज है, इसका कोई महत्व नहीं है, क्योंकि हम तंग आ चुके हैं, हम लोग तंग आ चुके हैं रोज एक प्रूफ देते हुए, जबकि मेरा पति झूठा नहीं है। तो क्यों हम लोग सहन करें? वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू टेक दिस। हम लोग क्यों जाए कोर्ट में? हम लोग क्यों जाए? आरोप तो वो लगा रहे हैं ना, आरोप वो लगा रहे हैं, तो उनको जाना चाहिए कोर्ट में। और हमारे पास इतने पैसे नहीं है, हमारे पास ऐसे करोड़ों की जायदाद नहीं है, और हम बहुत सिंपल लोग हैं। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि समीर जी की जॉब और उनकी काम करने की शैली से, क्योंकि वो ऑनेस्ट ऑफिसर है, उससे बहुत लोगों को अड़चन होती होगी, बहुत लोग चाहते कि वो कुर्सी से हट जाए।
All right, well, joining us now for more on this case is Ashutosh Srivastava. He's an advocate with the Supreme Court who supports the BJP and the NCB. We have Tehseen Poonawalla, a political analyst, and Ishani Sharma, a lawyer with the Supreme Court who is currently not supporting the NCB. But Mr. Srivastava, to you first, this case so far and the bail hearing that's going to come up in the Bombay High Court any time now, it really comes amidst a cloud of suspicion that has settled over the Narcotics Control Bureau. There are now allegations flying and pictures that seem to be backing these allegations. If you go by the images in these pictures of massive lapses in the investigation, allegations of extortion, allegations of payoffs, this whole matter of a war on drugs has become a laughing, it's become a laughing matter right now.
Yes, see, first of all, I would say that I am just a lawyer and I can give my legal opinion, not being influenced by any political comments here. Yes, I do agree that there have been serious allegations against a certain officer by, one of the witnesses who could be said to be turned hostile, or whatever he's saying, that needs to be surely, investigated. As the charge sheet has not yet been filed and the investigation is already going on. So this is the time where I think such serious allegations has to be, clarified to the people and to the accused and to all the people
Mr.
who are
Srivastava, do you
associated with the
think
case.
a serious investigation can take place if Mr. Wankhede is leading the investigation in this case?
If somebody is making serious allegation and if there is any corroborative evidence to support such kind of statement, then definitely something should be done. Some investigation should be carried out.
In your legal opinion, is there corroborative evidence? Visuals that show independent witnesses picked by the NCB taking selfies with the accused.
These can be something you can say inappropriate way of investigation, but it doesn't mean
So
that
who answers for inappropriate way of investigation? So who is the man in charge? Who will take a call that why was this happening on his watch?
See, there could be maybe one or two officers who would not have taken, sincere, attention while doing so and when this all was happening. But it will not be right at this moment to blame the entire NCB, who are doing the job. But at the same time, as I said, that if any evidence comes out to support such kind of statements, then definitely one, fair investigation is required to be done.
Okay.
But if there is
Ishani Sharma, it's not fair to paint the entire NCP with the same brush at this point of time, says Ashutosh Srivastava. Innocent until proven guilty, but in this case, would the man in charge, Mr. Samir Wankhede, need to step down in order for an independent investigation to take place? Why should the onus of proving innocence only be on those he has arrested is a comment someone had made on Twitter.
I agree with that, Sarah, that the onus of proving the innocence should be on everybody who has been, as Mr. Srivastava rightly said, whoever has been faced with certain claims and corroborative evidence to back those claims. But innocent until proven guilty has become a maxim we are not really following for some time, because this whole Bollywood and drugs fiasco has not just come out with Aryan Khan's case. It has existed for some time now, and we have seen in past also that this actually really did not get out with some very conclusive
punishments or very conclusive or no crime was proven. There were a lot of names that came out. And who's responsible for that, right? So we have to fix culpability of those who are unnecessarily engaging others and putting at stake the reputation of others around. Like, basically, I am not against NCB in the stand, nor against any officer in the stand. But I fail to understand that why did the special NDPS court itself reject Aryan Khan's bail? Because basically, you have to understand the NDPS Act in order to understand that there are three categorizations, there are separate regimes for commercial quantity, for intermediate quantity, for small quantities. And the quantity which was in possession or consumption with all three of the accused, which we are talking about, Aryan Khan, Munmun Dhameja and Arbaz Merchant. So there was no drugs in possession of Aryan Khan. And the others had, I think, 6 grams and 5 grams of charas, which actually doesn't qualify as a commercial quantity. So the strictness of the regime actually comes into play. The things like there are people coming out and saying, when we say that bail is a right, bail is a matter of right and bail is a right and jail is an exception, so people are coming, that doesn't apply to NDPS, that doesn't apply to the commercial quantity NDPS.
So the laws also need to be looked at, perhaps
why did we not invoke section 27A, which is for drug trafficking? Why are we still at section 29, which means that section 27A was not, for drug trafficking, was not invoked because we do not have enough evidence to back that.
Okay, I want to bring in, I have joining us now D. Banerjee, former officer with the Central Bureau of Narcotics.
Why do you have me on the show?
Tehseen, I'm coming to you. You will have the last word, don't worry, as usual. But I just want to go across to Mr. Banerjee because he's a former officer with the Central Bureau of Narcotics and he joins us now. Mr. Banerjee, the agency that you have worked for coming under a cloud of suspicion because of the manner in which it is handling this investigation, a very serious case. Drugs are something that affect a lot of youth across this country and it must be tackled. But many are questioning the manner in which this investigation is being carried out. First and foremost, D. Banerjee, the fact that these WhatsApps, alleged WhatsApp exchanges between Ananya and Aryan Khan have now been leaked. How does this happen? These phones that were confiscated or taken into the custody of the NCB, who is responsible for the contents of these phones, which is in the custody of the NCB, which is evidence being leaked?
Definitely NCB is responsible for the leaks. Now, one thing I would like to say, I don't understand. The case is under investigation. Charge sheet has not yet been filed, and during investigation, nothing is leaked out except perhaps the name of the accused and the crime he has committed. Other than that, nothing is leaked out. Now, I'll tell you, he has been charged under section 27 for consumption of this thing, narcotics. During the course of investigation, if something else is found, he can be charged under other sections also. But right now, he has not been charged, but this can be done after the investigation is completed. Now, whoever has done this, whoever has leaked out, has done a very, I will not say crime, he has done a very wrong thing. This is not a done thing. Nobody leaks out during the investigative stage. Of course, the fact that one of the leading witnesses, he has made a serious allegation that he has been he has signed on 10 blank papers. That itself is a very serious allegation, and definitely it will affect the outcome of the case. Now, of course, he has not made any allegation regarding the case. That he has not alleged that it's a fake case or it's a planted case. He has not made any such allegation.
Correct. Sir, right now we are discussing the conduct of the NCB.
Yeah.
The manner in which it functions.
Now further I would say that the director, Mr. Wankhede,
yes,
he is the supervising officer of this case. He is not the seizing officer, neither is he the investigating officer. He is the supervising officer. There is somebody else who is the seizing officer and somebody else who is the investigating officer. Generally, the seizing officer, the officer who conducts who prepares the papers for the seizure and all that, he is not appointed the investigating officer. An officer independent, of the same department, but who has not taken part in the seizure, he is appointed as investigating officer. And he does all the investigation work. He will also examine the witnesses, the independent witnesses.
Okay, Mr. Banerjee, I want to come back to you, but let me just bring in Tehseen Poonawalla. Tehseen, there are these leaked chats that are doing the rounds. Now, NDTV has seen them, but we're not airing them. And as my colleague Arvind Gunasekar points out, these are, on loose sheets. The context is unclear. The timing, the day of the hearing, and NDTV certainly refuses to be part of any tactics to use these leaked WhatsApps to further anyone's agenda. My question to you, has the NCB failed in protecting these young persons who are as of now accused by leaking? Somehow the leak has come from the NCB, and that is a serious failure on their front.
Let's understand what are the facts of the Aryan Khan case. Aryan Khan was not on the cruise. As a lawyer, she rightly said, Ishani, on the show, that there was no consumption found from Aryan Khan. He had no money on him.
He was
not on the cruise. He was apprehended before he was on the cruise. Let's hear the facts of
Okay, okay.
Please, may I make my point?
Sure,
Aryan Khan was not on the cruise. Yes, Aryan Khan was not on the cruise. He was apprehended before he entered the cruise. He had no drugs on him. No drugs were recovered from him. No medical test was done to say whether Aryan Khan had drugs or no. The only drugs that were found is on one gentleman called Arbaz, who's a friend of Aryan, some 6 grams of charas. There is no conversation of Aryan Khan with Arbaz to show that was for their consumption, except for a vague WhatsApp chat which says, let's have a blast. That can be interpreted as that's consumption for drugs. This WhatsApp, according to me, was illegally obtained because the agency says Aryan Khan willingly handed over his phone to them and they went through his WhatsApp. That's not how it's supposed to work. You're protected by Article 21, the right to privacy, and Article 23, the right to not incriminate yourself. There's no warrant to take his phone. Let's come to the next part about it. Ishani is again right. The act, we saw this in Riya Chakravarti, we saw this in Shobhit Chakravarti. The agency went about saying they are in touch with drug dealers. Subsequently, the Bombay High Court threw both of that out, and those charges were dismissed while they were granted bail. In Aryan Khan's case, there is nothing to say that Aryan Khan was in touch with any drug peddlers, except that the agency says some vague chats which they themselves cannot remove or they cannot interpret, and now they are saying he was in touch with drug peddlers. The question that therefore arises, can a citizen be kept in jail while an agency goes on a fishing expedition? Now to the question you're raising, these WhatsApp chats. This is nothing but loose paper. I will bring loose paper. I'll have a chat between you and me, Sarah, tomorrow on a loose paper, have it leaked to news channels. One saying we'll have a blast, one saying something else. Why should it be interpreted the way it's wanted to be interpreted? And the fact that it's being leaked on the day of the bail hearing shows that there is no seriousness to this investigation. This is a witch hunt. I would suggest Shah Rukh Khan not just get bail, go further and go for quashing of the FIR, and once this FIR is quashed, sue this agency, because the way this agency is going after Aryan Khan, it absolutely shows motive that they want to put people down. And Munmun Dhamesha, what has been found for something lying down, they've not even been able to tie her to those drugs, that 5 grams of charas. This is just a witch hunt to put everyone down. You should sue this agency.
Mr. Banerjee, this is actually very worrying, and also, it just, like I said again, it kind of dilutes the seriousness of the matter. If we are trying to protect our youth, if we are from drugs, if we are trying to eradicate drugs, the use of drugs in India, this is not the way to go about it. The NCP is coming away looking like this agency that, it's just murky, the manner in which it works.
I agree with you that there is too much publicity which should not have been done at all. But at the same time, I feel that there is somebody else. It's actually too premature for us to say and to comment on what is happening and not happening. The case has gone to a judge for bail and he has rejected it. Definitely the learned judge must have found something to reject it. He has not rejected it summarily. He has rejected it after going through the contents of the investigation report so far. So I will not contest on that manner. But of course, I do feel that is too much leakage in publicity.
Mr. Ramji, I want to ask you, in your experience, is it the norm for so-called independent witnesses to be allowed to hang out with the accused, take selfies with them? There's a video that has emerged that shows him holding a phone to Aryan Khan's face. Aryan Khan is either speaking to somebody or being made to speak to somebody. Is this all kosher in the NCB?
Not at all. Not only in NCB or any other agency. It is absolutely out of place. It is never done. It's not a done thing. There's something totally wrong. Why don't like it?
All right, D. Banerjee, Tehseen Poonawalla, Ashutosh Srivastava, Vaishali Sharma, thank you. We are expecting to hear more on that bail hearing. Let's go in for a short break so we can come back. And we can come back with more on this, but let me just bring you up to date with what has been said in court by Mukul Rohatgi, the lawyer for Aryan Khan, that Aryan Khan was invited as a special guest. This is breaking news right now in the Aryan Khan hearing. He was not a customer. The accused here, according to Mukul Rohatgi in court, he was not a customer. He was invited as a special guest. The NCB had some prior information that people will be carrying drugs. They were present in some strength so they could apprehend customers who were carrying drugs. A search was carried out. Nothing was recovered from Aryan Khan. There's no medical examination to show that he consumed any drugs. And since there was no recovery or consumption, there was no need to arrest Aryan Khan. So Mukul Rohatgi making the basic argument here, as Tehseen Poonawalla also shared and emphasized all of these facts, all of these points, and those were the points raised by Aryan Khan's lawyer in court. We're going to go in for a short break because there's going to be, the hearing has begun. We're going to have a verdict soon on that bail hearing. Let's come back on the other side of a short break. Welcome back. You're watching NDTV. The Bombay High Court is currently hearing the bail plea of 23-year-old Aryan Khan, who has been denied bail twice, both by a Mumbai magistrate court and a special anti-drugs court, ever since his arrest on the 3rd of October in connection with a drugs raid on a Mumbai cruise ship party by the Narcotics Control Bureau officers in disguise. Aryan Khan's lawyer is Mukul Rohatgi, the former Attorney General of India. He is representing Aryan Khan in court right now, and we have the details of the statement made in court by Aryan Khan's lawyer, Mukul Rohatgi. He says that he's a 23-year-old. He was not a customer. They're calling him accused number 1 in this case. So accused number 1 is Aryan Khan in this case. Mukul Rohatgi, his lawyer, says he was not a customer. He did not buy a ticket to party on this cruise ship. He was invited to the cruise as a special guest, and there was no recovery of drugs on Aryan Khan's person, and there was no consumption of drugs either, and hence he has been wrongly arrested. And all that has proved against his client Aryan Khan is that he came with another accused, and so the word is conscious possession is what the NCB had said in court. According to Mukul Rohatgi, making arguments in favor of Aryan Khan being given bail, Mukul Rohatgi says that this is too far-fetched. It is too far-fetched to accuse Aryan Khan of being involved with drugs when he did not consume drugs, he did not have drugs on his possession. Let's go across to Rohit Khilnani, who is outside Shah Rukh Khan's residence. Rohit, of course, everybody in there in Aryan Khan and the other accused family on tender hooks right now as this case is being heard in the court.
Absolutely, edge of the seat time for everyone. Mr. Rodgi highlighted that no recovery, no consumption or no medical test was done for as far as Aryan Khan is concerned. He also says that we have raised a question in several petitions that even though these officers are not police officers, they exercise police officers' powers. So they say that they have the power to arrest, but otherwise they say they are not police officers. So clearly Mr. Rodgi knows what all to tap here in defending Aryan Khan. Firstly, he brought up, also this is a new court, this is the High Court for this case, so they had to start from scratch. When this happened, when the raid happened, when they were arrested, when they were taken into custody, all that has happened, and now it's reached a point where Mr. Rodgi is defending Aryan Khan. That's what he is there for. After this, this will go on for a while, Sarah. After this, the NCB lawyers will also have their say. We'll have to wait and see what they have to say. So in the next hour or something, we should know whether Aryan Khan will get bail in this case or not. And if the arguments go on till tomorrow, then this could very well go on till tomorrow, and the bail hearing could be tomorrow as well.
All right, thanks Rohit. I just want to go back to the statements being made in court by Aryan Khan's legal team that all statements made to the NDPS officers are inadmissible. That is an important update in this case. Mukul Rohatgi saying that any statements made to the NDPS officer here is inadmissible, as they are not police officers, they are excise police powers. And he referred to an SC judgment in the Tufan Singh case, saying in that context, given that history, all statements made to an NDPS officer are inadmissible. So will that weaken the NCB's case against Aryan Khan and the other accused in this case? That remains to be seen. But Mukul Rohatgi's basic argument is that Aryan Khan has been wrongly arrested because there was no recovery of any drugs on his person, because there was no consumption of drugs by him. All that was proved against him was that he was accompanied by with the accused number 2, and who had a quantity of drugs on his possession. So the NCB has accused Aryan Khan of conscious possession, and that, according to his lawyers, is too far-fetched. Drugs were found in the accused two's shoes, and Mukul Rohatgi saying in court that what someone had in his shoe is not conscious possession at all, that there is no way of knowing whether Aryan Khan was aware of this. He then cited an old case involving a minister who was booked for harboring a terrorist as a servant, brought him into the house, and the Supreme Court said that cannot be the case. So we have a lawyer joining us from Mumbai. Ashutosh Sharma is a lawyer with the Supreme Court. Ashutosh Srivastava, I beg your pardon, a lawyer and advocate with the Supreme Court joining us. He has a pro-BJP leaning. So Ashutosh Srivastava, let me just ask you to explain to our audience that conscious possession, that has been a term that has been bandied about a lot. I mean, everyone's wondering what exactly this is legally. Could you explain what conscious possession means?
See, conscious possession means, that the person who is in possession is fully aware about the possession. The person who is in the possession knows that he is in the possession. If somebody keeps anything in my bag, or somebody, puts it in my shoes or whatever, that is something which I do not possess myself, even though it is being possessed by me, but it is not with my conscience. It has been put by somebody else, or maybe by some mistake, or maybe that is what is the meaning of, having conscious possession or not to have the conscious possession. Now, so far as this bail petition is concerned, obviously, the High Court has the wider powers to look into the matter, to go into the minute details of the case, and so far as the investigation being conducted by the NCB, and to find out if there was any error made by the previous court, the court below, and to ascertain as to how the investigation has progressed so far, and to see that how many such witnesses have been added, not added, and what are the further recoveries, how the investigation has gone into what direction, whether this person, if released on bail, would be tampering with the evidences, or there are any chances or not. If the court is convinced with all these aspects, then the court might consider the issue to grant the bail. So we'll have to see as to how this goes, because there would be many internal developments so far as NCB, which would have been conducting the investigation so far. And as we know that the charge sheet has not yet been filed, so it is very difficult to state as to what kind of investigation would have been conducted so far, and how it makes the accused Aryan responsible or being the rightful accused in this matter or not, that you have to see.
All right. We also have Ashwini Dubey, political analyst and advocate of the Supreme Court, joining us. So let me put this question across to him. Ashwini Dubey, we heard this advocate from Mumbai explain what conscious possession is, but in court legally, does the NCB have to prove, and can they prove that accused one was aware that accused two had drugs on his person? How can that even be proved, and two, does it need to be proved in order to make these charges stick? Because Aryan Khan's lawyer Mukul Rohatgi has said it's a very weak link.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for having me here. Sarah, this is a special statute, a special act passed by the parliament to eradicate the drug menace. I was hearing to my learned friend, very rightly he was saying the conscious possession means the person having knowledge. Here what the findings of the trial court, because this is a case which is running between a suspect and the accused. Still the charge sheet has not been completed, investigation is not completed, and whatever has been gathered by the prosecution by virtue of the WhatsApp chat, and which has been already dealt with by the Sessions Court while rejecting the bail of the Aryan Khan, we have to go by that as of now. In the FIR, the Special Court has said that since his friend Ms. Arbaz Merchant was travelling with him, was found with contraband, and he had its knowledge, meaning thereby the provisions of NDPS Act are attributed, and that amounted to conscious possession. While no drugs, admittedly, the trial court says that no drugs was found from the Aryan, but 6 grams of charas was allegedly seized from Merchant. I am using a specific word, the allegedly, because we cannot hold somebody convict or guilty, or we cannot even call him as accused of any offence unless and until courts come to the conclusion. It is a case, as I said, that is going between the suspect and the accused. So the 6 grams of charas which was seized from the Merchant, the court relied upon their voluntarily statement. Third statement which is coming, the Panchanama, so much arguments are going on the Panchanama, but what we have to see, the court has already dealt with the Panchanama. Court says there was no Panchanama to show, admittedly, that the phones were seized from the cruise, and hence the chats cannot be relied on. On this, court said that the certificate under the Indian Evidence Act under section 67 was not necessarily at the stage of investigation, as it agreed that the court agreed with the NCB contention that the Merchant and Aryan had surrendered their phones voluntarily. Now coming to the other aspect, the wrongful and the malicious prosecution. If it is a case of wrongful and malicious prosecution, that has also to be looked into by the court, because one affidavit allegedly has been filed before the court by one of the witnesses who says that my signatures were opted to the black paper. So the probability, if we talk about the malicious and wrongful prosecution, then that will only be dealt with, Sarah, when the court will reach to the conclusion that yes, the offences which has been invoked against the Aryan Khan and his friends are not able to substantiate the evidences, because the Indian justice system works on the principles of fiat justitia rosculum, so nobody would be held accountable for any of the offences he has not committed, and innocent should not suffer, though the 100 guilty should be acquitted. And the prosecution and malicious prosecution and wrongful prosecution and incarceration of innocent persons, which is the case, if it is made out, that will come to the later stage. But we have to accept that 8C read with section 20B, which talks about the purchase, 27 consumption, 28 attempt to commit offence, 29 abatement of conspiracy, and 35 presumption of culpable mental state, which is one of the ingredients of NDPS, has been invoked this matter. Over to you, Sarah.
All right, but Mr. Dubey, Aryan Khan's lawyers in court are saying these are very weak links, and you mentioned those WhatsApp chats. You talk about how they have to be used to substantiate the evidence. Now, as is pointed out in court, that these chats that they are using right now are texts from 2019.
Yes.
Well, in the year 2021, as he points out in court, that these chats have nothing to do with the current scenario. Except to use a general face of conspiracy, there is no evidence to prove any conspiracy as defined by a meeting of minds. Legally, sir, do they have to prove that there were drugs being consumed, that he is if he is actually a drug dealer or an addict, surely there would be more recent messages? Do they have to pull up messages or WhatsApp chats from that night? Or can you go back to 2019? Can we go back to 2015? Is there a time limit from how far back you can go?
Sarah, if we look into the FIR was no doubt admittedly registered on the basis of the seizure made by the NCB at the date of incident. But if
so my
we
question
talk
to you
about
is that if the only WhatsApp chats being used as evidence in court go back to 2019, does that mean the NCB has not found any conversations on the night of the arrest?
with due
Or
respect,
the past
Sarah,
week or the month before that?
with due respect, Sarah, Section 29 and Section 35 of the NDPS Act. 29 talks about abetment stroke conspiracy and 35 talks about the presumption of culpable mental state has been invoked in this matter. So the investigation, the line of investigation as per the NCB version, which is going on, that they want to bring into the public domain and want to arrest the people, the drug peddlers, the people who are behind, because there is a conspiracy angle. It's not only the use, not only the consumption, not only the purchase. One conspiracy angle has been allegedly made into the FIR. So if we look into the FIR, that is the problem which is coming for the Aryan Khan. But WhatsApp chat, as recently we discussed also a few days back, that the WhatsApp chat is not the conclusive proof, but at the same time digital evidence and its reliability cannot be ignored in a cases which have been especially
Digital evidence from 2019. Reliability
that
from
is a
2019.
conspiracy. If the NCB is investigating the conspiracy angle, then they have to see the 2019 and trail, as well as the drug peddlers, as well as who are the people involved in this. That is the whole thing, and now the court is already looking into this aspect, and ultimately the common principle is the FIR is registered, that has to be subject to the judicial review, and court has to look into the evidences which have been gathered by any crime agency or prosecuting agency or police. If evidences are there to substantiate the allegations, then of course it's not a case of bail, otherwise a case of bail and discharge also, Sarah. Over to you.
Yeah, again it brings me back to ask, if you can only find messages from 2019, does that mean no messages were exchanged on the night of the raid? But Mr. Dubey, just stay on the line. We have to go in for a short break, but we're going to come back. This case is being heard. This bail plea is being heard, so we'll come back with more details.